Well, hi everybody. Still smiling from Kathleen Zellner's brief, and let's continue to smile as we watch the dude in action, doing what he does best. Just as a quick sort of pre-warning, how many times does the dude mention Narnia? If he mentioned it once, he mentioned it 1,000 times. And he called me the Haverer, and he didn't even have a beer. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Let's have a look at the dude. Where are we? Yes, there we go. Let's click on that one so that the sound works. Let's click on that. Let's click on share. Hopefully everybody can see that okay. Let's pop that like that. Let's go to full screen. And let's sit back and enjoy. Making a Murderer 2, the evidence left out, and Zellner's sense of humor. Well, how appropriate is that? How appropriate is that?
Wisconsin can be so cold. The scales of justice can erode. If we accept lies big and bold, all we forget, we live on Avery Road.
Hello everybody, this is Erekose on Making a Murderer on YouTube. I cover the Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey cases, but also as time passes I've been covering other cases such as the Staircase or OJ and many wrongful convictions of youth. I go over the documents, the photos, the videos, anything case related. So stay tuned because I have many more videos just like the one you're about to see. Hello, how's everybody doing? We're here tonight, not going live tonight. I'm sorry, I know many of you really look forward to it, but there's this premiere instead. Hopefully that will be good. But what this is doing, this premiere is meant to set up tomorrow night's live. Okay, so today is so this is being uploaded on the 13th, Tuesday, and the live will be on the 14th, which is Wednesday night. You guys generally know the time to look for. If not, you can always click the link to the live. I'll leave a link down below there for that live. You can click that link and go, and you can even set a reminder on it so that your YouTube will send you a notification when I'm about to go live. So there's that. So just so everybody understands how that all works, that's what I'm going to try to do now, is give you guys a video with some information, some things to think about to then talk about later. So what we're talking about today is, and I think it's kind of brilliant. I love Zellner. She's just very witty, I think, in a lot of ways. Or she gave an interview for an article with Newsweek, which we're going to see a bit of here today. And the funny thing is it's the things MAM2 left out, except it's not the state complaining. It's just Zellner saying, yeah, there were some things we left out. We couldn't fit it all in there. I love it. It's like preemptive to the state saying, oh, they left out, evidence, whatever. It's like, come on. I mean, they can't put everything in. And what were you trying to contribute, by the way? The state of Wisconsin? Manitowoc? What was it you were trying to contribute? Anyway. So I thought it was brilliant in that aspect, but she just goes over a few things that weren't covered in the documentary, so I thought we'd just talk about it here, and it can be fuel for tomorrow night's live chat. And also going to call attention to one other thing here, and that is this Kathy Wilford situation. Oh my. So I did get to look into it, and I'm going to suggest people go check out. I'm going to put a link down below for it. But I'm going to suggest that if you haven't already, go check out Purple X Cutie, one of her latest videos, where the first 10-15 minutes of it shows you all the documents that show you who Kathy Wilford is, what her connection is to the salvage yard as an auto trader, employee, photographer, and then her connections with the DOJ. And I'm going to show you her connections with the DOJ. I'm going to show you one screenshot here just so you can see that. And then I hope you'll go over and go ahead and check out. Because, over there, Perplex Cutie did a pretty good job of showing all the documents. Now, she got it from somewhere else. She admits that she got it from somewhere else. But this stuff needs to be seen by a lot of people. People need to see this, and that this is the kind of thing that was going on. More people, as many as possible. So that's why I'm talking about it. That's why I'm going to leave a link. Go watch the first 10-15 minutes of that video, because it's going to show you exactly the wacky nature of the things that are involved in this case. So moving on. So we're going to move into the first item of what Zellner deemed left out evidence from MAM2 that they just weren't able to fit in. And the first thing she talks about that they didn't talk about in MAM2, or that she feels they didn't talk really much about it, and that is the jury verdict. Right? A lot of people kind of maybe don't really fully realize, but the fact of the matter is that Stephen Avery was only convicted of murdering Teresa Halbach. He was not convicted of mutilating the corpse or disposing of her corpse behind his garage. He wasn't. He was found not guilty on that, and then he was found guilty on the charge of having the gun above his head, which wasn't even his gun. It was the guy who actually owned the trailer, because Stephen was just staying there and like renting or whatever it was, and so the gun wasn't even Stephen's. It just happened to be there when Stephen moved in. But so he ends up getting found guilty on that. So that's all it is the murder and that gun charge for Stephen. The mutilation of a corpse, like I said, or the disposing of a corpse, is not. He was found not guilty on that, which raises certain questions in and of itself, which Zellner is going to kind of go through here. So I'll read this part of the article to you, and we'll come on back. The jury verdict. In Stephen Avery's trial, the jury took 3 days to deliberate. According to Zellner, this means a large discussion took place, which I would tend to agree with. She was told they were split on Avery's guilt and even considered acquitting him. This jury, given the defense, even though they only had one expert, they almost won. They still almost won. They had the jury out 3 days. Most experienced criminal defense attorneys would think they'd won, she said. Much of this theory can be assumed in the acquittal of Avery on the count of burning Halbach's body. The jury found Avery not guilty of disposing of Halbach's body in the burn pit on his property. They must have believed the bones were planted in the burn pit because they found him not guilty, Zellner said. How do you explain that? Because that was a key part of the evidence against him, and it absolutely was. The bones, the blood, the bullet, I mean, those things were the biggest pieces of evidence against Avery. And, obviously the jury acquitted Avery of disposing of her body in the burn pit. So, I mean, it's a valid question. How do you explain that? All right, so now Zellner will move into Bobby Dassey. These are a few things that didn't make MAM2 that her investigations have turned up. Bobby Dassey. Making a Murderer Part 2 vividly explains Zellner's theory that Bobby Dassey is the real killer. Select parts of her reasoning were left out of the series, like Dassey's claim he found a deer on the side of the road around the time of Halbach's murder, hung it in the ceiling from the ceiling in his garage, and noted it was dripping with blood. The Dassey garage was never luminoled or tested forensically in any way, including for DNA, Zellner explained. Zellner also revealed Bobby Dassey had 3 scratches on his back, photographed in November of 2005. He claimed the scratches were from a 6-week-old Labrador Retriever. Zellner's theory of Halbach's murder, which she presented with experts' trials in Making a Murderer Part 2, claims Halbach was killed during a struggle while lying on her back. She explains the scratches may have come from self-defense. Bobby Dassey's also jokingly referred to Halbach as Avery's girlfriend because of the amount of times she visited the property. Halbach visited the Avery property 5 times in the summer of 2005. Dassey was able to describe exactly what she was wearing after she died, which Zellner said is unusual. That is kind of unusual to retain that kind of detail about somebody you don't really care about. Yeah, that is a little strange. He describes her clothing in detail. How is an 18-year-old boy able to do that? Zellner told Newsweek. He's describing her jacket and the length of it and the colors of things. It's really unusual. I have 4 younger brothers. They're not going to be able... That's just so unusual that he was doing that. I think what she's trying to point out there is that men usually don't have that kind of attention to detail, to be able to remember every little thing about somebody's outfit, colors and lengths, and everything and all that sort of stuff. To have paid that much attention, that is something that does strike me as a bit odd. All right, and then so that was the little bits that were left out about Bobby. I thought that was interesting, the bit about him calling Teresa Avery's girlfriend. I mean, I don't know. It just seems to me, why would he care? And I don't know. It just seems odd. Like why he would seem to want to even say that. But whatever. So we'll move into the last bit, was basically the bookcase, which is or the cabinet as we refer to it, right? Where the key was supposedly, Colburn shook it roughly, and the key just popped out from Narnia inside of the cabinet. And yeah, sorry, but I talk about it ridiculously because it is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I talk about it ridiculously and talk about it like, yeah, the cabinet was the secret entrance to Narnia, because that's what Colburn may as well have said, because that's how ridiculous his story is. So we're going to move into this, and it's basically, she's just going to talk about how none of her experts could recreate this supposed, event as Colburn described it happening. And I agree, because I've done a video myself where I did an experiment myself, and it was very difficult just to get the key to pop out of the cabinet, for one. And then when I did eventually manage to get it to pop out of the cabinet a few times, it landed nothing like the way we see it in Avery's bedroom. It pretty much, whenever it fell out, it fell up against the baseboards. That's what it would do. That's how it would fall. I did a couple different things. You guys want to go check it out, I'll leave the link to that video down below. But yeah, crazy. So we'll move into that now. The bookcase, or the cabinet, as many of us call it. Zellner recreated the prosecution's story of Halbach's key being found on the floor of the Avery house. The prosecution claimed the key had fallen from a shelf of the bookcase and landed on the carpet nearby. Zellner's team was unable to make the key fall from the bookcase in any sequence. Yeah, and I have a video about that, folks. And I actually was able to get the key to fall out of the bookcase, but it didn't ever fall the way that you see it in Stephen's bedroom. It never fell like that. It never fell in the way that you see it there. It only popped out twice, and it took a lot of effort to get it to pop out. And I was even helping it along. I was helping it along, trying to get it to help it do what Colburn said it did. And it's really not possible. So I have a video about that. If anybody's interested, I'll try to leave it in the information below the video here. All right, so that's the things in the article that Zellner was just talking about that were actually left out of MAM2. And just further illustrating the fact that you just can't put everything in. It's I don't know. I think it illustrates a good point. So I got my Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey t-shirt today, folks. Pretty stoked. It's pretty cool. Let me show the back. We all live on Avery Road. So as I was waiting for this, it took a long time to get here, but I was waiting for it for a while, but I'm like totally stoked now that I have it. So got my new shirt. I even have a few of the bumper stickers. I purchased a few of those. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with those just yet. So anyways, now to move on to the last little thing here that I wanted to talk about. I would do a whole thing on it, but the thing is, someone else already did a pretty darn good job of showing all the documents and stuff on a video. And so I'm going to direct you to that person's video. Basically, it's the first 10 or 15 minutes of the video. The documents come up straight away. You can see all the documents, what they say, and who this person, Kathy D. Williford, is. And why was she working as an auto trader photographer before Teresa took over the route. And apparently she has even somebody, I guess, is saying she's even in the trailer for convicting a murderer. So that's going to be interesting, right? So, like I said, I'm going to show you this document right now that shows you Kathy Wilford is a special agent for the Department of Justice in Wisconsin. And then I encourage you guys to click the link down below that says Kathy Wilford. Click that link and it's going to take you over to a video. Watch the first 10 or 15 minutes of that video. It's very interesting, and I think everybody should see what's happening with that. That is very, very strange to me that a DOJ employee was working as a photographer for Auto Trader on the Avery's route. That's more than just a little bit strange to me. My spidey sense is tingling, as it were. So let me move into that document now. Okay, so this is a little something about Kathy Wilford that has just come out recently. And it actually turns out that Kathy Wilford was actually working the Auto Trader route right before Teresa. She stopped in April of 2005. And then Teresa took it over. She was there at the Avery's 5 times over that summer. The thing is that Kathy Wilford is a Wisconsin Department of Justice special agent, as you can see right there where it's underlined. This is basically she was helping with the case of this appellant that you're seeing up here, Rodolfo Brizeno, and everything. But there she is named right there, Kathy Wilford. So if you want to check that out, click the link down below that says Kathy Wilford, and check out. I mean, it's amazing. What in the heck was a Wisconsin DOJ agent doing, working for Auto Trader on the route that the Avery salvage yard is on? That's, to me, concerning. So there's that development, and that one's really big. I mean, that's, I heard about that one yesterday, and as I was telling you guys during my live, but I just hadn't gotten a chance to look into it fully yet, and I had missed it during Perplex Cuties video, because I had walked away at the beginning of the video. I'd had to go do something. I didn't see that part. So when I heard about it yesterday, I literally had like 14 minutes to study on it before I had to go live. So today I was able to look into it and really see there the connections, and it's pretty significant. I encourage everybody to go and click on the link that I put below and really check out that information about Kathy Williford. So that's about it for today. This is just going to be setting up the discussion for tomorrow. Obviously, the things about the jury verdict, that's always been an interesting thing. I mean, that's always been a highly interesting thing, why the jury did that. And many people have theorized that was the jury's attempt, the jurors that decided to get it to throw out the mutilation of a corpse, charge or whatever. They were maybe trying to send a message to the appeals court. Like they were trying to set up a red flag, for the appeals court to look at it and go, what's going on here? Like if it would be strange enough to catch their attention. But apparently, we all know that didn't happen, basically. So, there's a lot of speculation about why and what, but I mean, it's all very, very interesting. And then obviously moving on to the thing about Bobby, people have known about those scratches on his back for a while. Those, are an interesting point. He did get a deer. He had it hanging in the garage. That garage was never luminoled or tested in any way, really, for DNA or for anything. And that bookcase is just ridiculous. I mean, it really truly is. And like I say, Officer Colburn, Deputy Colburn, may as well have said the key popped out of the entrance from Narnia, or the entrance to Narnia. He may as well have said that, because what he claims happened is so ridiculous. It wouldn't matter if he claimed that. So, so I hope this is a little bit for everybody to think about for the live tomorrow night. I know y'all like to talk and really discuss the case in the chat. So that's why I love these premieres, because I can upload some information for you guys, and you guys can get the chat so that we can all chat alongside the video. It's more fun for me because I actually, when I'm not live, I get to actually really participate in that chat. So it's kind of cool. So anyways, That's about it for here today. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see ya.
Thank you, dude. That was great. Let's stop share. There we go. Hopefully that will sort that out. Yeah. Interesting. He mentioned about the T-shirt that he waited a long time for. I can't help thinking that if we'd have tried to get the control question T-shirts through, as Mark affectionately referred to him as Rip Van Winkle, we would have waited a hell of a lot longer for our T-shirts. Luckily, I was able to get a couple of T-shirts ordered, a brand new. Asked me about the control question, copyright Erekose 2021, and a keep talking till they're walking. It really matters. And one other thing, Sean Reck, he mentions Sean Reck and his convicted murderer. I'm hoping that I've been in contact with Sean Reck quite a bit, and he's saying that, you know, once it's released, before the end of the year, he will get in touch with, he will, you know, come on and have a chat with us about this documentary of his convicting a murderer. And interestingly, what he's sort of one of the things that he's saying about his documentary is that it's looking at the the ethics of advocacy on behalf of filmmakers, which might provoke a certain response from the majority of our community. You know, what about the reporters in Wisconsin that just parrot everything that Ken Kratz said? Even when Making a Murderer first came out, Ken Kratz went on his tour trying to promote his books, his book, and then his rehash of the book. Anyway, we'll we'll look forward to. Well, I've got a busy day today and tomorrow. Got a few more people to have a chat with. Mill Billy has invited me to have a chat with him, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then, obviously, on Sunday, Sharon is going to kick off with Sandra Lane, two of my favourite ladies, a Glaswegian and an Edinburgh lady. You know, that sparks could fly, you know. Edinburgh and Glasgow, I don't know. I'm only jesting. And then I'll be kicking off with, if I haven't mentioned this already, I've got Criminal Justice Natters presenter, fabulous Ed Stafford, Dr. Ed Stafford, a law professor, is going to come and join me, along with a fabulous podcaster. We all know Tracy Keogh from Australia, so that's gonna kick things off, and then hopefully it's just going to go from strength to strength. And you know, you better be awake when Mark Hoddenett kicks off. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that one. Listen, catch you all soon. Enjoy the dude. I love listening to him. I was walking Jock this morning, listening to that and thinking, my goodness, that is so, you know, it's 2-3 years old. It's still so relevant today. It's still, you know, just so interesting how, you know, we're 3 years down the line. Nothing has ever altered our opinion that Making a Murderer Series 1 got it absolutely right with what they presented, and nothing has caused us to question for any moment. Anything that the state of Wisconsin can say, nothing that the guilters can say, nothing that they can try and show their typical cognitive dissonance. And the latest motion by Zellner, she has sold the state an absolute dummy. And you know what? They're so, I nearly swore there. They are so effing stupid. They bought it. They bought it hook, line, and sinker, and they they went for it. This idea that she hadn't done any investigation, that she had simply got this guy straight up, let's just try and throw more spaghetti at the wall. Well, yeah, Zona got you, didn't she? She really got you on this one. Yeah, beauty. Anyway, I can't stop smiling about this this latest motion from Zelna and the tweets that she put out. It's basically it's common sense, but yeah, coming from Kathleen Zelna, it's just got that extra bit of class. Bit like the dude. Okay, catch you all soon. Bye for now.